Have you wondered Israel and Iran are not even neighbors? Like, they are not neighbors. They don't share neighbor. Or say over Ghana ne Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana ne Burkina Faso, Ghana ne Togo, ne those kind of things. Israel and Iran does not have anything like that in common. So what has led them to become the worst enemy? Say countries be a worst enemy. Now we talk of Iran and we talk of Israel. What transpired to that? What led them to all this conflict and becoming the worst enemy? And prayer me no kase abuja we eni nsema ye de bre wone na why ready na why ahoboa na ensen ye bebiebie mu na ya be pensem mu na ya digest no na ye wurawura left and right corner na ya mawo wate dia e koso eni wona ye bom ntemu na wona ye brobro mu ni so to dia na abuja intro ye ntiase
wetin be this? She said she want double child support, double for one pikin.
Come here, beg. You go feed this child today.
I know they come back. Are they in the bush now?
Na ye run same no dia na Israel and Iran in 1979 no na Israel and Iran na omo enkita hudie na they were allies. Bro ni be kan say they were allies na omo di dwumadie soronko bebre ebomu. They share military, they do trading, oil, everything. They were cool. Na omote ni yie pa ana problem bia eni omuntam na edian ene kobaye anase edian ena ebaye a enei sesia yi omuntokwasem no anase omunsem no starte ye na omuntokwasem anase omunsem no starte ye wa bla Iran for have Islamic revolution. Now ye can say omo have Islamic revolution. And what it simply means is say they overthrown then current administration and as a regime no na owo no simply because na Israel and as Iran fell and as officially say na that current and as them current administration no na they were pro-Western monarch. Pro-Western monarch. Na ye ka se bibi anase obi pro-Western monarch na echre se na ni meaning anase ne ntra se say is a king or queen who support allies with or maintaining strong political, economic or cultural ties with Western countries, especially the United States and the United Kingdom and other members of NATO of the European Union. Na netintini ni tietie nyina ne se ye kase obi pro-Western monarch na ono no oye hena na se hema bi a ono ni dwumadie na odi no one Western anase one US any NATO fo no ewo nkitahudie bi ewo muntam they share ties any diplomacy mu ni adomu omo nkitahudie bi ewo ho. So during that time no they realized and they felt say Iran, that them current administration no na papa na ye friend Mohammed Reza na ye current administration na say ona na edi omo so at that time they first papa no oni US for ne NATO for no na omo nkita hodie bi so they had to na say overthrown be eba mu ho they overthrown that current administration na and also na say omu ena omu nsema omu kan say they felt to say no papa wuntimi nkasa ye ne ewo ha Middle East ha na one Western allies no ewo kitahudi na connection be links be that be so they felt to say na embo omo until they overthrown that current administration at that time. Now after so overthrown papa na friend Ayatollah Khomeini ena ebedi so at that time ena say after say overthrown say papa we ena no so bedi administration so Iran administration so at that time na ototo niema nyina enso fefefe ewo ho na after say Omu bedi so na nase papa na friend Ayatollah Khomeini bedi so no. He felt say is Iran na that one Iran Isha. At the same time no say na wakati ties with the Western we no US mo ne NATO mo wakati ties with them no. Na ebi be hia say ono so benya backup from somewhere. Say ono so de no ho be kwa don dwumakuo bi anase kuo bi. So from that time no they started to back the military groups like Hamas. Enti ehona Iran de no ho kobo Hamas na yeka Hamas a Palestinian and as a Palestinian militant and political organization. Now omono it was founded in 1987. Hamas and it was founded in 1987. Now omudi omujuma dia so omo group bia na omo ase pan kasa no omo ase ankasa na ye be from na say ye pedian na ye be from at that time na ye betimi aka na say Palestinian uprising against Israel occupation. Na chese omunjina so za Hamas no omunjina so nyina na na wo ho na because na ye free nkura bremu na say ye nkura bremu nyina ye sua no Bible no ma na chese ntokwa na wo ho no Israel any Palestine enti da Hamas we no na omu no omujina ho say uprising and as a Palestinian uprising against Israeli occupation na omu asefo anase omu enti ankasa no na ye hwemu a na omu ye Egyptians Muslims Brotherhood sana na ye hu omu ana sana na ye betimi afro omu at that time na omu believe anase omu gidie nyina na say na they reject the legitimacy of Israel. Omu there anything that has to do with Israel they reject. Omu njintumu na tese Hamas no omu dwumadie no na Iran efili say no say na odine ho anase watwene ho free what cut ties with US and the West ni NATO mu ni nyina no at the same time no Israel so ana one no edi dwumadie anase omu yom bibia bom no say no na ofili say da bi say what ties with all these countries anase all these groups no na ehun be hia say odine ho be kwa akobbo dwumadie bi anakuo bi ono so se bio ochina bi no say Western no anase Israel kora ono no na one ne ye namfo before no ebeto show mo so anase omo prane anything against them omo benya back anase backup support bi enso afriba bi because omu no say Iran na da ho na ekuro kitikiti anase eswa na ofili say na so onya backup enti odene ho kobo Hamas na from that time no na they were supporting that Hamas no with akondie ne generally bibia enso ewo ho na ehon nsema na enso ewo ho at that time no na ye toa so awura mu a ye ka Hamas na Hamas no no omo organization na they govern the Gaza na chese omo no that's omo organization na emu eduru omo ho edene pa na enye no nko na they run ministries at the same time so no they run schools, hospitals and health centers near there na so omo akoye omo organization na omo ho edene pa enu ntina Iran enso de ne ho kɔbɔ no na ofili say na so ofili say Hamas no betimi support no wo kwan baako ana mienu bi wa bra omo hia omo so no omo moa ewo ho na chese Iran no wa fa no ho adwene because many Israel ene ekwa na many Israel ene te ho na me ma me ho so anase me sole ya no me se da bi sesi ene ma fa me ho adwene sesi no me ntimi ne enu ntu anamum bi because me free say nipa na odi anim no owo twaka bi anase oni west no ewo nkita hodie bi enti no emwaye enti no na eyese yete ye ho okay now Islamic Revolution abetena na Israel so okwa Middle East ho na Israel King Kong ewo ho denti no ofili say this time round na Iran ate ne ho na say why da ku na say why overthrow ne kala na then current regime no na Israel enso efili at risk say this time round bia they are going to be planning something different and Israel so the response to the omoye na so omo decision no omo take ye no na say Israel try say na so start say obekali on numerous operations, cyber attacks and even airstrikes, all because he felt say ono no say okọ Middle East ho a ono King Kong ewo ho now oni obi an nitwaka oni obi antem saa ahenie no anase saa power no ewo ho enti se Iran say Iran to ase waye Islamic revolution na ofiri ho no ne tamfo ne ko Palestinian say no Iran for enso akota omo achi anase omo akosupport omo that means say no ye ya tamfo enso abeye wo namfo de that means automatically wonso abeye ya tamfo. And Israel try saying no at that time no. And now at that time Israel carried out numerous operations any cyber attack cyber attacks moon any air strikes munina echo ye can say Iran so na ne botaye nyina ne say Iran ankasa oti ho no Iran from day one no Iran ebotaye pace no so opeso building nuclear bomb na sese no a nyamia ye na doma watimi age ne ho anase we no why Islamic revolution no atimi associate no na ofili se oma Israel na se oma Iran kwan a Iran betimi start se or build this site anase or building nuclear bomb na se Iran so ebe building nuclear bomb na se Israel no omo wie yaba because se no Palestinian wo ho Hamas no enso dwumadie no omukuo no sese na Iran de ne ho akobo omo na say omu nyina they are now going to stand and fight against Israel. Enti Israel started say obe intimidate Iran no ewo ono so no ni superpower na say ni tumi ano wo no o try say obe intimidate no na say de be ya enkofa Iran say ochena obe building nuclear bomb bia enso ewo ho. Now in 2015 and that time no na Barack Obama regime and omo sign agreement because you know na the SLT say after say Iran say no or yeah and now succeed Islamic revolution no or the ho akobo you can say Hamas say Palestine na say omu nyina no na say omu join it together and you know restrictions any ban be ebeto Iran so at that time na Barack Obama enso ena na America president na in 2015 ho no they had an agreement omo tena say any Iran have an agreement say no yene usan agreement bi a ye friend JCPO ni meaning nyina say joint comprehensive plan of action na dwumadie ni nyina ne say eno prevent Iran from creating a nuclear weapon prevent Iran from creating a nuclear weapon na to say group and say sign and say deal no and as agreement ni nyina no na ase no now after say almost sign that deal ni wie no Barack Obama ebema ewiase nyina ate ase se ono America no ofiri se oyi superpower obetimi go into Iran by force and I say with ne powers no na mom ofiri se agreement we no ebeye the best na ye be kan say diplomacy eno be the best said ebeye ye ne Iran for anya nkitahodie no at the same time no Iran for so betimi awrani omo economy no na ya yi restrictions any bans ye dia to omo so no na omo so etimi awrani omo economy na omo grow omo economy no said about Iran for na nkasa so no omo man no omo so benya fa ahode na omo anya ahotopa ewa abrabomu entina enka enye ne bone so a na tama mla no anase agreement no so go through no now nhise ya na ewo mu no na ebinie na at that time no na ye free bibi you know to produce a nuclear weapon no na ube hia bibi e free enrichment uranium na at that time na omusan agreement no na Iran ne dia owo no na hoden 60% na se ubetimi awrane ana ubetimi a create nuclear weapon na emra ana nhihye a ewo ho ne se agise wo enrichment uranium no na hoɔden aduru 90%. Now don't forget say in agreement no na at the same time no agreement no so stop it anase na say Iran betimi a create anase ono so betimi aye ne nuclear weapon a agye say watimi a confront anase west no ana that is US, Russia, China, them time no, any European Union, no, France, and just say Iran, any omo atenase. Na omo aman go ahead and sana watimi a create nuclear weapon. Agreement no na ninchire mu nyina no no. Na chese na agreement no na say yeah in a way say Israel the asase na ono ya na say na o kekan wo ho de ntia ono start say o strike ana say o tata Iran wo ho no na kwan bi so no na ye hu say Israel ensa se sa agreement we no ase na ni nyina ne say west ana say west no ebamu na o mutimi de o nsa be hye ana say o ni Iran for have that diplomacy agreement ne dia na say onu Israel no obekoso adi ni na kunkosem ana say obekoso anyanda ni super power o Middle East ho na onu free say onu na super power ho now wabla omo have agreement ni wiye no Barack Obama ba bonten be chechere nsem ma wiase nyina tie because na wiase bi mu e kasa ade na unyusu power no and destroy Iran and say and go into Iran by force and Obama enso ba wiase nyina be chere ma wiase nyina tie as da bi ye nko ne sa ye ko ne diplomacy say na ene beboa now say na medi kankan no during this arrangement na Iran ne enrichment uranium no na owo 60% na hoɔden no na 3.67% na 60% at that time. That is to tell you say Iran on the other hand no had an agreement knowing very well say with the 60% na me one okay ma me have agreement no you enrich this agreement. Okay, my main running me economy no. At the same time, no, I'll be able to be building me 60% to 90% because don't forget say Iran the greatest mission say obe building nuclear weapon. And my main reaching in this way. Okay, ya reach agreement no. Say no me running me economy ni true economy no make me and as make me build me 60% to 90% say be adachi bia no. Mensu metimi a building nuclear weapon agreement no de ma Iran enso no me free say ote ase in that way no na eno nso ebi no ewo ho na say no agreement no I go through enti say Israel pese sabio orichi anase one Iran edi nkitahudi a it should be a mutual understanding. Israel entimi strike Iran biu Israel entimi fane pe intimidate Iran biu na agreement no na that time no papa na friend Benjamin Netanyahu no na oyo okay with this agreement instead of say Iran yebema ya na say ebeja Iran na Iran ono so wa creating nuclear weapon no na papa no okay with this agreement. Now in 2016 na campaign Donald Trump campaign said Derby sa enhyehyɛ na Barack Obama aye na yako sign that agreement no say no Iran for agi say agreement na tuma era no ono Barack na say Donald Trump no say US for to Obama no be the president he is going to withdraw from that agreement. Ni nyina na say onim die ntia ye ma ho kwan say Iran kiti wei ono America ni super power ene ne akode ene ne niema owo obetimi ashaute anazo obetimi ashaute Iran down within seconds enti onim die ntia Barack Obama akotena se ene Iran aha reach that agreement dabi enti sa America eto Obama na ono Donald Trump ne ba obe cut it off and I say obe free that group num na fe wa approach Iran with his powers. Now obe approaching in a sense say Iran will not have any option than to agree with or no ne agreement or deba. This was Donald Trump ne campaign at that time. Now going forward, Donald Trump became president. And as promised in his campaign, he cut off and as he withdraw US from agreement, Okay, or withdraw from agreement. The next thing is he started sanctioning restrictions, putting restrictions and sanctions. Ewo Iran so. Ni nyina na say ono ne bose a wo ne say me ba Iran ketekete. Enti ni mintimi metna me America kakraka ni mintimi metna say me ni Iran ketekete si we reach agreement say yenko ne da benya sa. Enti say na amaba no say de me share me bo no. Sa enso na me de beye adwuma. Enti Donald Trump started putting restrictions, bans upon bans ewo Iran. And so by so doing, Iran na say na Iran was cooperating fully 100%. Na all cooperating until said Donald Trump buy obe cut it off and I say obey no free sa agreement in mu. Now, what happened? After say or started say or putting restrictions ban any of the adeno. Now say Iran they went through hardship. Any poverty here dear na say here bubro dear na ebi tote Iran for no papa ewo because you see restrictions ama here bebre e de abaman nu because agreement ni say enka betimi around the economy intimi pese bia me nso me ne man we di dwadie me ne man we ekoha me ne man we edi nkita hodie we ametimi bese say Trump e baaye or the restrictions any ban e na abeto Iran so a na je say ne dwumadie ne niam bebre no akohange na say ontimi entwa so ne man bebre endidwa enti ambema Iran ekwa ahohia mu papa eni hia fufu edie omo so no omo ebe hia omo ankasa ewo Iran kuro no mu na eno achi no ana kuro bi ana kuo bi movement bi na omo wo mind because Iran unreached agreement and I say one tisa ne agreement na Donald Trump pese or the man no because now on any person or have agreement because Iran and agreeing na or they all these kind of restrictions ne at the adeni nyina man now after intimidation upon intimidation, ban upon ban, restriction upon restrictions now I say Iran no obeye poor now I say or den ho ba bia na enye yi. Now, a movement be started say apie ewo Iran. Movement na omoni swade hunu nyina na say na ubehu eye nkora na say uprising Iran youth na mainly na eye ema any youth na omo run down movement now na omo dwumadie omo ni swade hunu na say de na omo ka nyina na say they refuse to accept the Israeli regime. That is say na omo feel say sesiye de ekoso no after say ni Israel entamutete na nsensem we nyina astarte entina say ni nyina enkonko wie Israel for ensasase. Now they refuse to be intimidated by Israel. Enti na che say almost started say omo run down movement na the man ye hunie. Now no ya yekote say on the 13th yes Israel akwa attack Iran eba na say na movement Israel atras ye hu say movement na omo run say movement jin hini grow to certain level bia on Israel no say one solid Benjamin Netanyahu na atanasia hu say one solid na wantu anamo amfa ho a wan hwe yi a na da movement we no ebe nyini ama empo ebe drum pempenso bi say da bi omo be solid tia ono Israel no enti na eyese okeka no ho because see no who say atire ayedin America the restrictions ban any ade ato Iran so but still omo give up omo salanda ya na say omo ngi agreement a Donald Trump epese oni omo have at that time no enti na chese say no kianeke di omo aye omo adwen so omo be ya na omo be ye and Israel attack Iran on the 13th of June. Now, attack, otunidin say the rising lion. The rising lion. Now, I say, ni nyina ne say, sebo na jata sabio wada na say all this one Israel person say na wada nti sensen we na ekosoro nyina agreement 2015 agreement hwan ni nyina no Israel no wada na say oyi nanimu ehye the west senka omon emfan ne omu we na nka omon toto niema na nso no wahwe ahu se dabi niema de ekọ no enkoyie se metena ho pa na mehwe Iran na wahwe ya otena bi no Iran betimi abesora betiame entira se sa operation we no ana strike we no Israel to need in the rising lion and say jata na se bo a wada wasori 13th of June almost strike ye ekuku na almost strike ye no almost targeti almost nuclear weapon site ho no almost targeti ye because na Israel no watrase hu say ehọ no na eba bi a say o target we pa say de be ya o china bi no omo nkodi na say omo to fara na say omo to pa ho de na say enima be buburuja omo na omo strike no omo strike ye no they were able to kill 3 of their top and 3 top Iranian top military leaders 3 and omo strike no omo timidi ku omo na one of them, chief of staff, Mohammed Baghali. Yes, Mohammed Baghali. Now, one of the 3 top military way for a chief way for now. Israel strike no almost strike and also share na IRGC commander. Also na friend Hussein Salami. Papa no also share ne nkwan wo ho. Eno nda nchen no operations director Ali Rashid. Papa no ono so ehre ne nkwa ewo strike na Israel strike ye no na after say Israel strike on that 13th no ewie ye no Emma Iran for no omo ye frustrated kakra because they never expected this enya ade a na sabi omo etranse anase omo expect ye da because 2015 yako have agreement say along the line no US ebaye or the ebe fanchen ni ade ni nyina enti Israel de na nka ye expect say bibi say ebeba now from there no Israel closed its airspace and closed schools and nationwide alert. Now I say Israel no why not doing say obe kontokwa or ba war because in second Iran is going to retaliate. Now I say just an hour later just an hours later Iran launched a powerful retaliation firing hundreds of ballistic missiles at Israel within minutes. And you know, after some hours, Israel echo bombo Iran for anti-anda because omwankasa no mo ya we say Iran entenda. After hours, Iran so attack ye and also strike ye. Now Iran strike ye ono so name ni strike promise 3 na just say promise 3 ono Iran ye can say Hamas wa beka ho Palestine wa beka ho ndeze kuo no na say entokwa no emu ebe ye de enso ho now ye nwura nse no mu bi wa say Iran strike felt like a heavy rain. Iran for almost strike we no almost strike here na nye for di agro. Ntremu no say na it felt like a rain. I say nsuo bi e na eto na say piao. Like enye betezo e wo ho. Na o say Iran has now launched 200 ballistic missiles. 200 just within minutes, we're launching 200 missiles. Running and travel 2,000 kilometers. Enti enye Ghana Burkina Faso asem, enye Ghana Togo asem, enye Ghana Nigeria asem. 2,000 kilometers. Now say Iran for this time round no almost say David intimidation na dos. Say no yapem. Say no odon sa betum enti no you go collect obeti bi wo video no obeti mpenten kwa Israel for na ze omo no yes mu beti mpenten kwa wo video mu papa enti no yes in only around 12 minutes you know Israel in a critical shake in just 12 minutes you know I say Israel shaky na say ne ho wo so che because just within hour na say just within minutes you know Iran say was shoot and I say was strike 200 missiles 200 pio na say within just 12 minutes na say Israel no afedi ne ho wo so de say akwara asabio apo anase we atiagu no so na this is where the issue eno abeye ekese anase this is where the issue is now na ntokwa na say Israel akwakoka no emo yemfiri say Iran enso ato ne ntokwa na say ne strike needing the promise tree entino na che say Israel eyese oboa ho yie pa because esi no Israel seki den na enye bete wo ho na sese no say Israel betimi a overcome Iran eyese o target ne nuclear weapon site because esi no yenim likely say bia Iran launch na say why nuclear weapon na we kra dada enti untimi nka say o ko strike just like that sese no say wo betimi afesi Iran agise wo strike ni nuclear weapon baby oye ni nuclear weapon no eho na agise wo strike now for Israel to strike Iran omoda nuclear site no taman enye bete because baby Iran for no omo underground ni baby omo yesa niema no Israel akode na owo no cannot penetrate entimi nko dabi enti se obetimi a penetrate na wawura mu wo ho a abusua eha na nsem no wo no obehia eniema now yankin can say to facilitate agenda no na babia Iran for no omo ye da omo nuclear weapon ye frɛ ho fordo na baby omo bali anase deep underground Iran for no ahyehye ana omo ye saa nema no ana omo di saa bone no we nuclear weapon no omo ye no ho no Israel ne saa akode no enti ontimi try now Iran has air defense system including Russia supply S-300 nti sese no entokwa no enya ye ntokwa nti sese no eyese Israel edge extra effort and as a backup support every baby. Now to destroy all this Israel would need a long range strike campaign. Possibly over days or weeks. And this Israel betimi a penetrate Iran say obehia a long range strike campaign. And say enye for body betimi talk asem. Ensanu emu ayedene wo ha de atosumienu omobehia accurate intelligence on every nuclear related site ewo Iran accurate intelligence ewo site ba bi omo free say Iran for no omo build nuclear weapon wo ho Israel behia all this information anaso obehia sa nema we nyina de ato aso bio a way to refuel mid-air and evade or defeat Iranian airspace. Hoso asem ewo ho. Let's say Israel say no ahoka ntokwa chenye abusua. Na lastly no or say a potential US support. Enti no ni nyina nkamfua no obehia US America. Omonko na wosa akode na betimi dia penetrate baby a Iran for eyo omu nuclear weapon no America nko na woda akode na obetimi dia wura ho nti say no obehia America support now a strike of such could spark a regional war enti ni say America so ye na adwen say obe strike anase obeba abeboa Israel na Israel a strike a abusua na je say ebe create na ebe generate a war na say ntokwa no be start Hamas ebo omo ho Palestinian ebo omo ho enye omo nko a yento oso now The US and the global powers generally prefers diplomacy, not war. They say, you know, say in the US, any other diplomacy and other superpowers, you know, almost nye war, nye ntoka no omope. Diplomacy and omope. Now, say yeka say omope diplomacy ni dia. Na one way or the other, no, adwen and omode nam. Adwen omode nam nyina ne say yeka say ye ko strike omo a. Say no ye ni man bebre a omo ye in support of the Iran and I say omo support Iran. Enti ye bedru ho me mpese mebodin for now. Enti say no say yeso ye use brain mind e wa ha. Say no say ye ka say strike a ebe generate war. Enti ye strike. Say no ye pe diplomacy. Ye pe say America na onu diplomacy na omo ye ya obeyi in ho free mu no. Say de America e pe diplomacy. Now, that diplomacy, no, ni nyina say diplomacy is going to delay Iran from omu program and omu project no omo ye no, which is the nuclear weapon no strategy no, eno nso ebi enso ese ho ewo ho. Now, say ye twaso a nansan ho after say omo strike ye ensensem ne kokọ so na aman mu bia keka ne de ewo mu ne ade no ena Russia enso ba abontene na ye kan say North Korea, China omo nso nyina ba abontene abe condemn Israel strike no mo strike ye ne say no Israel Putin the cross Israel papa na friend Benjamin Netanyahu no a coward because say Mwatena say anya agreement enti suro ben na usuro nti a wo strike ana say wo da operation no enti say no abusuan say ne dia ko wie enyina ne say North Korea Pakistan, China, Russia ena Turkey omu nyina ena Saudi Arabia omu nyina de omu support abeta Iran achi ehana amanse no aye buburuja no. Because Hana say no America play smart because they say no America started evacuating its citizens from Iran. America started close near Iran because they say no America ain't mean strike because America strike here. Now there is Russia, there is China, there is North Korea, there is Turkey, there is Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, who has never been in support of Iran, no, now Saudi Arabia has been part or is part. Ewo rate omana say no omo abeka China ni omo amaka no ho a ombe support and Russia has promised to provide ammunition equipment for Iran. Russia any North Korea promise say no Iran akudie bia mu hia bia no me de bremo say Israel try yenso ye de bema mo and again yemfa akudie ne mremo keke ye beta mochi na say no ntokwa no aye de ho na I have always say intimidation untimi intimidate obi for the rest of your life ebi na ekoso wo Burkina Faso na say no papa na frɛ no Ibrahim Traore no watimi agye ne man na si ho no ebi na ekoso Africa na say no sa kuo we ne South kan say China Russia North Korea Turkey Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, omu nyina de omu etam abebo Iran enso ho. Don't forget say Hamas enso te ho, Palestine enso te ho. Enti omu nyina ka bomu say omu strike here. Nan say after I think on the third day or fourth day no, ena Iran for the warning abema US for say on pen ho asem bia na on stay away. Omu ni twaka. Omu ni Israel ena afesi. Israel na abeto omo twede kan. Enti Israel should face them. Israel shouldn't be coward. Israel should face them. Na Israel should nim say ono na ote ho no sesie no ye ka Russia Israel onim say Russia ebetai Iran achi a there is no way on Israel no ebetimi akonka Iran. Na sometimes they am bisa mo say US edi enko apotinti a US eye interested in Israel ensemu bebre na tem bia no wherever there is Israel no you see Iran wherever there is Israel no you see US na ede important ede na Israel na say America ahunu wo Israel mu edi enti baabi bia Israel ebekọ bia no America ta na chi abusua de wo honie military and intelligence cooperation na chese yeka Israel na say yeka America omo eman na omo chetere ne dia o say Israel is a key US ally in the Middle East. Now you see say America that was the America per se or attack obi to say, for example, they say America per se or attack Ghana. There is no way America will be able to strike from America to Ghana direct. Enti eso onya base ne say eso obetina ba bi eben enti e bi obetima benya base e wo Burkina Faso, Togo, and ase Cote d'Ivoire. From there no then they are going to strike. Na America why no so ono superpower ba bia no opeso tie ni superpower no ye come Middle East ho na ni superpower no the only way a obetimi agina ade aye ni superpower na onde akere na kasese no Israel e na one na linki eno ka hu bi ntina na omoye da Islamic revolution from the beginning no because America na eda ho no opese o strike Iran a oba begina Israel opeso strike Palestine oba begina can say Israel nti sese no omo ye allies like omo akwete se enuafo omo ye on bibia ebomu and again no eho eye America base enintina ote Israel na wate America eno na nche no osi technology and defense. Now, the US and the Israel jointly developed military technologies. Example, Iron Dome missiles. Na chese abusua ye uran se numu a America na da ho no ukọ America omo technologies mu ne ade na Israel for because Israel no when it comes to rease no yemfa adwene say yen create all those kind of missiles mu technology aspect ne dia you cannot take it away from Israel. Omo na nyankopon de saa adwene ne nimde no adom omo eni ntina America afam omo te se bafan ebibi ni form no because omo ni se omo na nimde ni kita omo nti all this one na kukuku any Israel ni America na busia entremu no eno no nti se say na se say Israel Iran for the one ama USA tena oba bi ye ni Israel se say ni Israel for omo ye mema nti no omo abetotwa de kan entrima omo mfesie na abusia nsem de ama nsem na ye huhu aye chese no question ye bia bisa na say is it the end of Israel? Nah, that is the question people are asking because now no Saudi Arabia enso no are raising support for Iran and this is what Saudi Arabia is saying or say wa cross ni airspace for Israel. And they say no Israel ebe use airspace e dia strike Iran na Saudi Arabia airspace. Say no Saudi Arabia si wa cross ni airspace. Enti Israel any Saudi Arabia omo nitwa kan bia bio. Enti Israel ntimi use Saudi Arabia airspace and fan strike Iran for now. On the other hand, you know, Saudi Arabia si wa be ni airspace for Iran. Listen to it very well. Saudi Arabia so will be any airspace for Iran. That is to say Iran for no mu betimi use ye Saudi Arabia ye airspace no e dia strike Israel. Asem no say eha e na abedru. E na eha e na ayebubuja. Na eda etoso says e wo ntokwa no mu no. Omo de warning so akoma UK, France, any European Union no say abusuafo ntokwa we na aba no motieti efa ahodie so ache sese no ye hia mo na ye de kan de won ama America fo ye de nkra ne bi so mane mo UK fo France fo say mo so mo ntim ho aso say wo a wo de ho be wudam sa ntokwa we mu bia no you will collect, you go collect. Na chese no ntokwa no emu ayede na yesi answer ni frani ese obeto boabo na na nsi bibi so na nka Iran de ukonya ukodro enya akwanya wo hise na utimi gina na wo ma bi mu warning. That is to tell you say akuku damfo bi mu eta Iran achi enti sese no de ama ntokwa na yehunu no akuku damfo bi mu eta Iran achi acha say oye hwe you go collect. Oya they go strike you. Oya onso obeji woto. enso ewo ho abusua sese no baabi antokwa no sese akosi ene ntiremu ene de ekoso ewo ho sese no wiase afan bebre eta Iran achi because they felt say intimidation aye too much sese no munja omo no so munyo omo fa ahodie because ye call Iran ye can one of the poorest country o wiase you cannot take Iran out of it ahokere wo ho intimidation ye too much Israel for matratro mo fa ahodie so ache enti sese no question obi ebisa na say nipa bebre ebisa na say is it the end of Israel ana abusuya ye be kwaso na ye de any update say the ebeba bio concerning Israel and Iran eso ehun sensem no ye be kwaso na ye nso ye de abreo na meka enso ama won so wate say ene na e first day a wo de hwe na ha ye Richie TV ye o Richie Empire e wo YouTube Richie TV e wo Facebook and a Richie Sports oko TikTok enso eho ba bi a wonsu benya adwumadie no enso bi na wahwe abusuya de esra on support your program na say page no oba so a follow your page no share your page na say videos no na amanfo so enya ye nkyerɛkyerɛmu ana say update na say videos no obi enso enya bi na onhwɛ na o follow ya na as soon as ye be post no onso no ubenya notification na onso akɔhwɛ your videos no bi abusuya always say it doesn't cost you anything anything like your video no na comment na say dem tem bia make an I accept critics enti mi videos ya me yi minua ha ankoye ha uye ni sei ha uye ni sei a me nso no I accept critics enti mi nso mefa comment no one sema abetwetwere gu oni bi no mefa bi na me nso me de aka program ho na program yi enso a beye krabehwe